Okay, the recording has started. So this is the lecture for today for networks and networking components and how to test the connectivity between two networks, between two computers, and so to make sure that they can reach each other, they can send the data. So we will be doing a practical lab as well, which I just showed to you guys. This is the practical lab, IP addresses and MAC addresses. So it gives us the topology diagram and it gives us the task. So we have to complete all these tasks one by one. I'm just repeating again because I started the recording. So we will be doing this one in Cisco Packet Tracer in simulation software. So let's have an introduction first and then we'll go to the lab. So let me see some questions. Ismail says this and other admin can send you the schedule. Yes, okay, the schedule. Ismail, please write in the group. Admin will share with you. Justice says, please, admin, can you allow the recording is being done? Justice, don't worry. Naftali says, getting you clear. Okay, great. So any questions, guys? Keep on writing in the chat window. So I'll be answering, but please ask relevant question what we are studying. For example, if on this slide we are on switch, please ask about switch. Do not ask something else because then the other people, they feel irrelevant. But you can ask any question. In the end, I will unmute you one by one so you guys can ask. So don't worry, I don't ignore any question. Okay, how many types of networking components do we have? We have normally two types of networking components. One is called as switch, which we hear a lot, and the second one is the router. So what is the difference between a switch and router? Where do we need a switch? Where do we need a router? And these two types of devices, the hubs and switches, they are the older versions of the switch, you can say in simple words. So before switches, we used to use hubs initially, then we emerged, and when we want to connect the networks, we started using bridges, and then we have the switches. So switches are like bridges, but with many ports. So before understanding this thing, that how they emerged and why did we have switch, what is the difference, then we need to understand what does the switch do and what does the router do, right? So switch, but your focus should be on switch and router. Don't care about other devices because they are old. They are just for reference purposes these days. Nobody uses hubs or bridges these days. We only use the switches and routers everywhere. Amaral, it's being recorded, so it will be shared into your group, brother. Please focus on the learning so that we can study. Admin will share the recording with you, don't worry. Okay, so a switch and a router. The switch ends the collision domain, but it continues the broadcast domain. What is the meaning of broadcast domain? Broadcast domain means when multiple devices are connected with a device. When, let's say, this is a computer number 1, it is connected with the switch. There is another computer number 2, this is also connected here. Another computer number 3, computer number 4, and so on, right? So when one of them sends the message for someone, let's say number 1 sends a message, then each and every device will receive on every device. So guys, there are still guys like Godwin and Job, they are asking, we don't have audio. Admin, please type in the chat window, or guys, somebody please help to type, because if I start typing, then the focus from teaching it loses. So please write in the chat window that rejoin or check your internet connection, that the audio is clear for everyone. Just write that audio is clear, please check your connection, because I think they might be worried. So when one of the computers sends a message, then everyone else receives the copy of that message. This is called as broadcast. Broadcast means one of the computer, one of the server, one of the printer, one of the device connected with the switch, it sends a message and everyone gets a copy of the message. This is called broadcast. So let me show you an animation quickly. So let's say a computer which is connected through a switch. There are 4 computers, they are connected to this centralized layer 2 switch, right? So when C wants to send a message to someone like D or E, E was a device which was connected in here, but now it has got disconnected. So switch has to find that device. So when C will send this kind of message to the switch, what will be the behavior of the switch? Can somebody tell me? Will it be a broadcast? Will it be a unicast? Will it drop the packet or will it forward to someone? What will it do? C wants to send some message. Can somebody tell me what will the switch do? Justice says it will do the broadcast. Okay. Sia says it will broadcast. Okay. Godwin also says the same. William broadcast. Suleiman also broadcast. It will terminate. Dean says, okay, very good. We have a different point of view as well. Esther says it will broadcast. Simon, Victor, everybody. Okay. So it will broadcast. But let me play the animation. Let me play the video and then we see what happens. Okay. So let's say E wants to send a message. It forwarded to the switch. And then what is the switch doing? Switch is sending to everyone else who is connected. But it is not sending back to the source. Of course, it is not logical to send back to the source. So switch receives the message from someone from C and it forwards to everyone. If there are 100 devices which are connected to this network, it will forward to all 100 devices. If there are 200 devices, if there are 1000 devices, whatever devices, it will forward to everyone in the whole network, whoever is connected with a switch. So it means switches do the broadcast. This behavior is called as what? This behavior is called as broadcast. Means some one of the person wants to send a message, it sends to the switch, switch will forward to everyone whoever is connected except the source. Of course there is no logic to send back to the person who is sending to the device. So this is the behavior of the switch. Clear until here, guys? So what is the behavior of a router? Now let's see if the middle device is a router in place of a switch. Let's say this is a router, this is not a switch, right? So what will happen when C will try to send a message to the router? We just saw on the slide. So what will happen in this case, guys? Can anyone answer? Will it forward just like the switch or will it drop or what will it do? Anyone, any answer? Sia says it will discard. Doctor says I don't know. Okay, no problem, doctor. And Victor, Suleiman, Simon, drop, Williams. William, you are sending me private message, brother. Please write in the group. So click on everyone and then set so that can all receive the message. Kenny says no. Kenny. Mika says it will drop. Justice says it will forward it to the appropriate destination address. Okay. Smile says to will. But in this case, Justice, C wants to send to E. E is not connected here. There was a device called E some time ago, but it got disconnected. So what is it going to do now in this scenario? Ismail says to will send specific address. Albert says it will discard. Samuel, Peter, Eric, Justice, Vincent. Okay, very good. So people are trying to answer. Boris, John, Nana. Everyone else, guys, I can see we are 50 or more than 50 people, but only few are taking part. So please try to participate so that you will learn more. Otherwise, you will feel sleepy after some time. So this is the point of having a live class. Otherwise, we can record, we can give you a YouTube video to watch. So the big advantage to have a live class is that you can participate and don't think that you don't know and other people know. If they know, why would they join this session? So we are all on the same level. We are learning from each other. So please try to guess, try to answer. Dean, Joe, Peter, and Williams. Okay, so let's see now. GB and so let me play the animation. So C wants to send the message. C sends to the router. Now let's see. Okay, so the router has rejected the message. It has dropped the message, not rejected. Rejected means it sends back, but dropped means it received the message, but then it says, sorry, I cannot help you. I don't know what you are doing. I cannot forward the packet because I don't like the broadcasts. If it was a switch, what was going to happen? Switch would have forwarded to everyone. So to everyone on the network. If there are 100 devices, it will forward to all 100 devices. So this is the difference between a switch and a router. Router works on layer 3 with IP addresses and switch works on layer 2 with MAC addresses. IP address is a number and MAC address is also a number which is assigned to the devices. So this is the difference. Now you understand what is broadcast, right? Now we go back to our slide number 1. So here we just discussed that the switches, they continue the broadcast domain, while the routers, they end the broadcast domains. Now you understand this point? And like I discussed, hubs and bridges, they are same like switch. So of course, they also continue the broadcast domain. They also continue the broadcast domain, which means what? Which means that if there is a switch, let's say, right, it has one computer, it has two computer number 1, 2, and 3 computer. If I place another switch in the middle and there is another switch, it has 4, it has 5, and number 6, right? So if one of the device here, computer number 1, sends a message, so who is going to receive this message, guys? The broadcast message for the first time. So of course, which computer will receive? Computer number 2 will receive, 3 will receive. Will 4, 5, 6 also receive this message or not? They are all switches in between. Let me bring to the blank page so that you guys will understand more here. So who will receive this message? If one sends a message, of course 2 and 3 are going to receive. Yes, they will receive a copy. It will forward here, it will forward. But will 4, 5, 6 also receive or not? These are very important points, very important for your interviews in future. So please try to take, and nobody will explain to you in this way. So try to spend some time and take part. If you understand this concept, your switching routing will be very clear, at least basic concepts. You will be ready for CCNA. Suleiman says they will receive. Aris says everyone. William, Mika, Albert, Liberty, Dr. Ken, Oluwasegun, John, Cybernight, Sia, Farai, Simon, GB, Peter, Vincent, Esther, Mawasti, Dean, Muhammad, John, Adile. Very good. Only 1 or 2 guys are saying they will not receive. So yes, they will receive this packet. Why? Because this is a switch. So switch does not stop the broadcast domain, which means whatever it receives, it will forward. This is also a switch. This is also a switch. So they will keep on forwarding because they do not stop the broadcast. So of course, when this message from number 1 comes, number 4 is going to receive, 5 is going to receive, and 6 is also going to receive. Similarly, if number 5 sends a message, of course this message will go to 4, it will go to 6, it will also cross all the switches, it will go to 1, it will go to 2, it will go to 3. So this is the behavior of a switch. Now another question, right? So please see this scenario clearly. Please pay some attention. If I have the same scenario, we have computer number 1, computer number 2, computer number 3, and I have another switch on the other side. This is a switch. This is also a switch, and I have computer number 4, computer number 5, computer number 6 here. But in the middle, there is a router. Instead of a switch, now we have a router. That's the only difference between these two scenarios. So in this case, if computer number 1 sends a message, so of course 2 is going to receive, 3 is going to receive. But will 4, 5, 6 receive the message now or not? Will they receive the message or they will not? Okay, Justice says no. Godwin, Suleiman, Peter, Sia, Victor, Oluwasegun, Boris, Kharet, Dr. William, Peter, Matthew, Liberty, Sabon. Now I can see people are answering. Very good. So you should take part, guys. That's why we are here to learn. So Sabon, Rotendo, Esther, Justice, Zemekele, Edile, Joe, Farai, Beyong, Movies, Stephen, Mendezes, Eric. Sorry if I spell any wrong name because this is first time I'm meeting you guys. Wahoo, Simon, Elizabeth, Harry, Samuel, John, Kenny, Robert, and Nana. So almost everybody says they will not receive, only 1 or 2 guys. So yes, they will not receive these packets. Why? Because the routers do not forward the broadcast. It means if number 1 sends a message, only number 2 and 3 will receive. but it cannot cross the broadcast. So it will just drop the message in here. Right? Now there are two broadcast domain, it means. So if 4 is sending a message, who is going to receive, guys, in this case? If number 4 sends a message, who is going to receive this message? Which computers will receive? If this number 4. Sia says only 5 and 6. Very good. Mika, John, Pyong, Matthew, Liberty, Eric, Esther, Boris. Sorry if I miss any names. Yes, you guys are right. So it will go to this router port. This port will receive, but it will drop. Then it will go to number 5. It will also go to number 6. That's all. So don't you think now there are two groups, two separate groups, one group on the left side on one router port. So it means this is one broadcast domain, like a big group. And on the right side, there is another group with this port. So this is another group. So this is also a broadcast domain. So a green domain and a blue domain. While in the case of the switch, all of them, they were belonging to one broadcast domain. BD, or you can say BC, whatever you want. So clear, it means that every port on a router is one broadcast domain. It cannot go beyond it. But all switches, whether you connect 100 switches here, all of them will stay same unless you connect a router. Once you connect a router, then it is not going to go beyond the router. Also, even if you, another question, guys, quick one. If instead of this switch in the middle, if I drop this switch and I replace this switch with a, let me give it a different color, with a hub. So hub is like a switch, I told you. So will they receive the message from each other or not? If one sends, will 5, 4, 6 will receive or not? Yes, they will receive, because hub, bridge, or switch, whether it's a hub, whether it's a bridge, whether it's a switch, they don't make any difference. The only type of device is router, which makes a difference. So let me see some questions quickly. Any questions until here? Then we can do some examples, then you will understand more. Then we will do a practical lab. It will be more clear to you guys. Somebody has typed a question. Justice says, can a PC on the blue broadcast domain send a packet to the PC on green broadcast domain? Yes, they can send. This is called routing. They cannot send a broadcast message, but they can send a normal message. So if a computer in here, in number 4, let's say, wants to send some message to number 1, so of course it needs to have an IP address 10.0.0.4, and number 1 will have an IP address of 192.168.0.1. So in that case, it can send to the router. Router will do properly, but not in the form of broadcast. Broadcast means that sent to everyone in my local area. You know, just like the broadcast on television. So whatever program they broadcast on television or radio, everybody listens that program. Everybody sees, watches that program. So that is called broadcast. But one-to-one, like if you want to make a phone call, number 4 wants to make a phone call to number 1, of course they are allowed to do, but with restrictions. Dean says, what do you mean by domain? Domain means a group of computers who have the same class of IP addresses, same switching domain. Sabon says, is a switch or a router used only to access internet, or it can also be used transferring data? It can be used to transfer data. For example, I gave you example, there is no internet in these examples. They are sharing the data with each other. A computer, my colors are finished actually. So this computer number 1, let's say it want to send, it want to share a file. So of course it will ping this IP address and use FTP to forward the files and video or whatever they want to do. Simon says, can a router send a broadcast to the other router? Yes, it can generate the broadcast, but then the router is going to stop. So it does not like broadcast. Only one rule. It does not like broadcast. Ismail says the function of a router is to isolate net. Yes, you are right, Ismail. Not to isolate, just to make the groups, just to make the classes, make the networks. So switch creates networks, means it keeps on connecting. Let me give you an example. So what is the use of a switch and a router then, guys? So a switch or a hub or a bridge, you can connect computers with this one to make one network. Let's say computer 1, computer 2. Please watch carefully, guys. So all the computers, if the first computer in this one has an IP address of 10.0.0.1, the second one should have the IP address starting with 10.0.0. Exactly. This one should also have 10.0.0.345 anything, but should be same IP address, same class, same network, same subnet. If we give an IP address like this 192.168.0.1, then this is out. They cannot talk to each other. 1, 2, and 3 will talk to each other, but 4 cannot talk to them. So if you want to install 4 in this case, you need to place a router in between. You need to go to the market, buy a router, right, which is an expensive device, connect this one here and this one here. Now you can see router has 2 domains. One domain is this, all of these 3. This is one broadcast domain, and on the other side router also has a broadcast domain. This is also a broadcast domain number 2. So router connects different networks, and switches, they connect different devices to make the networks. Clear? Ismail Ghafoor says the function of a router. Okay, I answer. Justice says, will the message from PC4 to PC1 will also be received before it gets to PC number 1? Are you talking about this scenario? I think Ghafoor, Justice, you wrote right before. Okay, William says very clear. Okay, so let's do some examples about broadcast domain, guys. Work like a bridge. No, Peter, it cannot work. Bridge and switch, they work together, but not the router. Okay, so now let me ask you the question. So broadcast domain is a set of devices that receive broadcast frames. If you understand the concept, the rest is very quick. It's very easy. Originating from a device within that set. So let me ask you questions now, guys. The scenarios. Okay. If a computer here, this computer sends a message, a broadcast message, will everyone receive or not? Yes or no? Just write Y or N. I will understand. Justice says yes. Mika, Eric, Suleiman, Dean, Byung, Sia, Godwin, Anthony, Israel, Joseph, Melody. Everybody says yes. Yeah, you guys are correct. Why? Because hubs, they forward the broadcasts. They do not stop. Okay, great. Christmas, Sabon, Mvas, Lydia. I can see many different names. You guys were not there yesterday, I think, when we discussed the basics. Skelton, Derek, but it's fine, no problem. Kenny K, Joe Kingston, Esther, Iman. Okay, then in case of so this is correct answer. If this is a switch in between, will it forward the broadcast or not? Mika, Vincent, Mika, Eric. So how many broadcast domains are there actually? If they can talk to each other. So there is one broadcast domain, right? So this is one broadcast domain. This is also one broadcast domain because switches are one broadcast domain. Okay, let me ask another question. Here, how many broadcast domains? Each port on a router is a broadcast domain. Otherwise, all they don't make any difference. Yes, you guys are right because this is a hub, bridge, and switch, which don't make any difference. So this is all one broadcast domain. Very good. Let me ask you another question. Now, how many broadcast domain? Now there is a router in between. So pay some attention. How many broadcast domains total? Sia, Dr. Mika, Peter, Simon, Esther, Stephen, Albert, Matthew, Wilper, Williams, John. Everybody says correct. Yes, because this one, if this computer sends a message, it will only reach to here and the router port. That's all. So it means this is one broadcast domain on left side. Similar thing on right side. This is also broadcast domain. So total, there are 2 broadcast domains. So now I hope somebody asks you a question about broadcast domains in an interview, you guys can answer easily. Right? So let's do another example. Okay, here, let's see whether you can answer in an interview or not. How many broadcast domains here? Do it quickly, just answer. Even it's wrong, no problem. Just try to answer. Sia says 4, Dr. Peter says 3, Suleiman says 3, Farai says 3, Adilai, Boris, Godwin, Albert says 4, Simon says 4. Okay, let's start counting. Most of the people are saying 3 and 4. So let's start counting. So each port on a router is a broadcast domain, right? According to the rule. So it means this is one broadcast domain. Then another port on the router is also a broadcast domain. Whether one computer or two computers, one port on a computer on a router is broadcast domain. Then there is port number 4. So there is the switches, bridges, hubs, they don't make any difference. So how many total? 4 broadcast domains. This is very common question in an interview, especially at entry level, CCNA level. Okay, next. How many here? Quickly, guys. Make a rough guess. How many broadcast domains here? Okay, doctor. Actually, the chat goes very quick. Peter, Albert, Eric, Simon, doctor, Samuel, Justice, Farai. Everybody says 4. John says collision domain and broadcast is same or not. We will come to collision domain. That is a different thing. After we are clear on this, then we'll go there. So we have 2 hours. Don't worry. Okay, so let's start counting. Most of the people are saying 4. Let's start counting from here, from this router. Okay, this is a port on a router. So this is one broadcast domain. Another port on the router, another port, this. So if we have 2 ports connecting to each other, of course, they become one. Another port on a router. So I hope you guys can see now how many total. So total how many? 1, 2, 3, and 4 broadcast domains. So it's 4. Clear? Are you guys good, or should we do one more example? You want to try one more, or it's enough? Suleiman says we are good. Wahoo says yes, do one more. Victor says one more. Okay, let's do one more quickly, but we'll not spend much time. So how many broadcast domains here, guys? So that we can go to the collision domains as well. How many broadcast domains total? Easter, Suleiman, Sia, Christmas, Joe, Watu, Mika, Melody, Peter, Matthew, everybody says 2. So most of the people are saying 2. Yes, very clear. Why? Because there are 2 router ports, one broadcast domain and another one. So this is one BD, another BD. So total there are 2 broadcast domains. It was simple. Okay, now how many broadcast domain? Of course, it's still 2 because one router port, another router port. So no need to spend much time. Another question, how many broadcast domain here now? Can somebody answer how many here? Justice, Suleiman says 2, Sia says 3, Eric says 2, Mika says even only 1, Albert, Esther, Godwin, Victor. Okay, let's start counting. So one port on a router, just count the router ports. Broadcast domain is very easy to answer. Collision domain is difficult. Another port on the router. And then one side connected with the internet is also one broadcast domain. So total 3 broadcast domains. Right? Now there is another thing which is called as collision domain. Collision domains means a hub does not stop the collision domain. Collision domain means that what are the chances that a message is coming from here and another message can also come from here to go to this side. So what is the chance that they can cross? What is the chance that this computer is talking through the switch and then this one is also sending the same message to this computer? Can it happen simultaneously at the same time, or can it not happen? This is called collision domain. Means where there is a chance that the message will come from here, wants to cross, this message also wants to cross, so there will be a collision. So they will be they will destroy each other, right? This is called collision domain. Collision domain is same like a car, like a road. Let me give you an example. It is like a road. So road means what? Road means, let's say this is a road, right? Another car wants to come from here. Another car wants to come from here, another car from here, and another car from here. Let's say this is a car, right? These are lights. I hope my drawing is not so good. So this car is coming from here. Then there is a blue car as well. It also wants to go to this way. So can both of them go at the same time, this yellow and blue? Because there is a way only for one car, I think. So is there a chance that they will collide with each other? What will happen if both of them they try to cross? Maybe blue car wants to go straight and then the yellow wants to go to this side. Isn't there a chance there is an accident chance? So it would be better that first we allow the yellow car to pass or blue, whichever comes first, and then we ask the second one to go through, right? So this is called a collision domain, means wherever there is a chance that the two messages, two cars will collide with each other. Similarly, if there is a pink car, this kind of car, it also wants to come to this way. So can both of them, like yellow, blue, green, all of them can go at the same time? No, because there is a chance that they will collide with each other, right? So this is one collision domain, which means only two devices can talk to each other. If this is like a switch, this road is like a switch, and these are messages, blue, green, and yellow. So one person can send one message at a time. Then it has to wait for the other one, then the other one. But what will happen if I just make this road a little bit more broad? Which means what? Which means if I make it broad enough so that we can have like two cars can pass at the same time. Sorry, this one should be broad enough. So can a blue and yellow car pass at the same time now? Yes, of course, because the blue car will go this way and the yellow will continue this way. But there is no chance for the third one. So we have to add another collision domain so that the pink car can also go. So it means as we increase the collision domain, as we keep on increasing the number of lanes on a road, we can have more and more car passing through at the same time. So this is called collision domain. Now let's discuss this in terms of switches and routers. Then you will understand more. Okay. So we have four types of devices we just discussed. We have a switch, we have a router, and we have an old device called bridge and hub as well. So the hubs, they do not stop the collision domain. They are very passive devices. They don't do anything. They don't stop the broadcast. They don't stop. But bridges, they end the collision domain. Switches, they end the collision domain. Router, they also end the collision domain. The only device which is uncapable, which is very, very old, is the hub, which means that if in practical term, if we have computer number 1, computer 2, computer number 3, and we have computer number 4, all four are connected with this hub. If one is talking to number 3, then at the same time 2 cannot talk to 4 or 2 cannot talk to 3. But if we have a bridge or we have a switch, let's say we have the same 4 computers connected with the switch number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. One can talk to 3 and 2 can talk to 4 at the same time. This is called collision domain, because each port on a switch or a bridge or a router is a separate. This is one collision domain, one collision domain, one collision domain, one collision domain. Clear? So can we do some examples now? These are the rules actually, which you guys, you can take a picture, or of course, I think you have this study material already with you. Admin shared yesterday all these slides into your group. Please download from there. All the labs, everything is in your group, guys. If you want, I will ask admin to share it again today for the people who might have joined the WhatsApp group today. So all ports on a hub in the same collision domain, each port on a switch, bridge, or router, they are a one separate collision domain. So let's do some exercises now quickly. Then we will do practical lab after that. Okay, now how many collision domains here total? Sunny says, do you offer CCNA training? Yes, Sunny, we offer CCNA training as well, which we discussed yesterday. So there is a full training course which is starting this Tuesday. So all the guys who said yesterday that yeah they are interested, so we have added them into that group. And then there is a cyber operations CCNA group classes batch which is starting. That is a full training for like 2 months. You get vouchers, you get everything. So which is starting on Tuesday. If you are interested, please write your full number with country code in the chat window. Admin will contact you, or maybe in the end we can discuss everything. Let's finish this lecture and the lab quickly. So how many collision domains here, guys? One, Justice says one, Chia says 4, Sunny says okay, Wahoo says 2. Okay, some people are saying 1 or 2. No, this is all one collision domain, which means only one can talk at one time. So because hubs, remember the rules, they do not divide the collision domain. So it's only one collision domain. Now the main question, how many collision domains here with the switch? Justice says 4, Eric says 4, Byong, Sia, Peter, Neftali, John, Vincent, Cyber Knight, Matthew. Yes, very good. Which means 4 messages can be sent and received at the same time, because each port on the switch is a separate collision domain. This is a separate, this is separate, this is separate, this is separate. Which means if this computer wants to talk here, it can talk one message. Same time, this can send a message to here, 2 messages. This can send to here, 3. And this one can also send a message to here, 4 messages at the same time. So total 4 collision domains. Another example, how many collision domains here total? Remember the rules? Each port on a bridge is a collision domain. Yes, Jared, you are right. So each port on a bridge is one collision domain. This port on the bridge is one collision domain. This port on the bridge is one collision domain, because hubs don't make any difference. So total 2 collision domains. Another thing, now how many collision domains? The middle device is not a bridge, it's a router. I'm talking about collision domains, not broadcast. So 2 again, one collision domain and another. Whether it's a switch or bridge or a router, each port is one collision domain. Now how many? This is the question. How many collision domains total here? Please count quickly if you understood the concept. Vincent says 4. Very good. Anyone else? Each port on a router, switch or a bridge is one collision domain. Remember this. Justice says 4. Matthew says 4. Shaikh says, Lydia, Byong, Simon, Suleiman. Everybody says it's 4. Neftali, Albert. Okay, let's start counting. Each port on a router or a switch is one domain, right? One collision domain. So this whole thing is one collision domain, one. Another port on the router. This is also one collision domain. Each port on a router or a switch is also one collision domain. So both of them, they make one. Doctor says 8 now. Okay, let's keep on counting. This is another. Then bridge also makes a collision domain. So this is also one collision domain. Hubs, they don't make any difference to the collision domain. So this is all one collision domain. So how many total, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and total 6 collision domains. Clear? If you understand this scenario, it means you understand everything. Okay, Suleiman, Dr. everyone. Another scenario quickly, guys. How many collision domains here? Let's count together. Each port on a switch is one collision domain. Please try to write your guess. Let's see when do you write, at which point. So each port between a switch and a router is also one CD. Between a router and a router, Suleiman says 4. Sia says 7. Matthew says 5. Dennis says how many? Cyber Knight, Eric. So this is also one CD between two switch and a router. Each port on a router, each port on a switch
each port on a switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 collision domains total. Clear, guys? You can repeat all of this. This session is being recorded, so you can watch the recording and open this PDF, or you can print and then you can go through it again. Then your concept will be more clear. Try to do it yourself. Okay, this one now. How many collision domains here? Let's count quickly. Yes, clear, no time to count. William says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right? Everybody is clear, Albert, Peter, Vincent. So no need to spend much time in here. How many collision domains here? Let me do it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So total 10 collision domains. How many broadcast domains? Only 1 and 2, because only routers make the difference. 2 broadcast domains and 10 collision domains. So I hope you guys can count them now if you get any scenario. Here, how many collision domains? Each port on a router is a collision domain. Each port between them is a collision domain. Each port on a switch is also a collision domain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 collision domains. And how many broadcast domains? Let me give it a different color. How many broadcast domains? 1, 2, and 3. So 3 broadcast domains and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 collision domains. Clear, guys? I hope it's clear to you guys after doing all of this exercise. Now there are two types of devices. So what are the main differences between a switch and a router if you see them physically or if you want to use them in your network? So which device should you select when you go to the market, when you are deciding, when you are designing a network as a network engineer? So switch, they usually have many ports. Now you understand why do they have many ports? Of course, because they have to connect the computer, a printer, maybe a device, maybe a server, maybe a television, voice over IP camera, or anything. So they have to create one network, because they create one broadcast domain and they connect different computers together, different hosts together to make one network. So one switch is equal to one network. And routers, they have few ports. Why? Because the routers don't have to connect the devices, they have to connect these networks. Let's say this whole network and this network. This is network number 1, this is network number 2. So router just connects the network. Inside those networks there might be switches. So this is how. That's why we don't need many ports, because each port on a router, remember, it has to stop the broadcast and do so many jobs, so it is very expensive. Switches, they create single network, means they create a single network. If this IP address is 10.0.0.1, every other device should have the same class IP address, same group of IP address. This one should be .3.4. While in routers, each network should be different. Switches are low cost because they just create network. They don't have to do fancy jobs. While routers are expensive devices because they have to do so many fancy jobs. If destination is unknown, what does a switch do? It does a broadcast, which we don't like. While the router, it drops the packet or it forwards the unicast. So these are some of the differences between switches and routers. So I hope now your whole idea is clear, Simon and Williams, why we need a switch and a router. That's why I prepared these scenarios for you guys. That's why now you understand why we came to this point. Why did we go through so many scenarios? We will also go through a practical lab now. So please stay connected, which will clarify further for you guys. Okay, so this one we have seen how do they work, switches and routers. So now let's do it again one more time. So switches, what do they do? When a switch receives data from one of the computer in the network, it forwards to everyone in the network, right? And what does a router do? When it receives unknown packet, IP packet, then it drops the packet because it works on IP addresses. It does not like broadcasts. So this is also a scenario, I think in another lecture I explained already last time. So when one computer sends some data to another computer, so the first time they do the broadcast and they keep on filling the table, how do the switches operate? They have a table inside which is called as MAC address table, MAC table. While computers, they have address resolution protocol, so they keep on binding MAC address and IP address, all the hosts, the servers and computers. So when it sends the data, then switch will know that port number FA0/1 means this port is bound to the MAC address AAA. So it will write into its MAC address. So first time it will do the broadcast to everyone, next time it will do the unicast. There is a separate lecture which explains this whole thing in detail. So today I'm not going to go into detail. Now, how to test the connectivity when we have two computers, if they are connected through a switch or through a router or whatever they are connected. So this side sends a message, a test message, which is called as ping. Ping is a test message which we send from one side, and a reply comes back which confirms that yes, we are alive. Just like if I ask you guys, hey guys, are you alive or not? So then you guys will reply, so I will know that you guys are still connected to me. So this is like a ping protocol. Let me play the message, play the video for you guys. So we send an ICMP request, internet control message protocol, and a reply comes back. So it says yes, there is a reply. Yesterday we did this scenario already with practical lab. I hope you guys understand. We went through this animation as well. So it does it 4 times, and then it finally tells us that whether the protocol. So let me open my Google. Let me open my command prompt, and from my local computer, I want to test whether google.com I can reach or not. Of course, I can reach because I am reaching you guys. I am sending you this Zoom messages. So it means I am connected, but let me just verify. Ping google.com, or I can ping 888 or whatever IP address. So if I press enter, there is a reply coming back from the Google server. So which means that I can reach to Google. This is how you guys can also test your connectivity. This is called as ping. We will do in our practical lab. So clear on these things, guys? Can we do our lab now? So I can show you some commands as well. And then we will do a quiz, and then I can take your questions and answers. I'll unmute you one by one. We also have a quiz as well. So IP address and MAC address lab. We discussed about computers. Each switches work on IP address, on MAC addresses, and routers work on IP addresses. Let me see some questions as well. Some people have posted, I guess. And William says, love the way you explain. Okay. Doctor says, explanations are clear. Justice says, is there an internal storage where IPs are saved in the switches? Yes. No IP addresses. Switches don't store the IP addresses. Switches only store MAC addresses. They work on layer 2 address, which is called as MAC address. William says, ICMP, same thing as ping. Yes, ICMP is the protocol, Internet Control Message Protocol. And ping is the utility, like a tool which uses that protocol. So ICMP is a technical thing and ping is a tool, a technique. So in this lab, what we have to do, just like all the labs, yesterday we did the lab. So in this lab, we have to do all these 6 tasks. Task number 1 says, enable all the relevant interfaces on the switch and the router. So we have to go to a switch, and we have to run some commands to turn this on, turn this on, turn this port on, and this port. So all these ports should be up because they are down initially. Then we have to, step number 2 says, assign the IP address, task number 2, to all computers and routers. So we have to assign this IP address to this computer. They are written below the computers. This and this IP address to this router port, because each port on a router has an IP address. Switch does not need IP address, so no need to do anything on the switch. Then we have to test the connectivity. Number 3, between PC1, which means after we do the IP addresses, we should try to ping from here to here and through the router, and they should be successful if our configuration is correct. We have to find what is the MAC address of the FA0/1. So we have to find what is the physical address of this switch port. Then we have to find how many MAC address entries. Then we have to find how many routes are there in this router. So all these 6 tasks we have to do one by one, using the packet tracer lab file. So you guys understood what we are required to do. All the labs are like this, which admin shared yesterday with you in the group as well. So server is like a computer, but mainly it is used for office purposes. Mainly it is used for the commercial purposes. Computer you can use at home yourself as well, but server has more processing power, more memory, and it is made for the enterprises usually, while the computers are made for the normal purposes, right? So this is the lab, and these are the steps. The steps are written inside as well. Step number 1, question number 1, you can say the question number 1 says enable all the relevant interfaces on the switch and on the router. So we will go there, we will run some commands, assign the IP addresses, test the connectivity, find the MAC addresses, find how many MAC addresses, and find the routes on the router. So we'll do all of them one by one. This is the software, guys, Cisco Packet Tracer. Everybody should install after today's class. I hope some of you have installed yesterday already. So please install this version 7.3, or there is a new version 8.0 as well. So please install, download it from internet or from the address which I gave you yesterday, our Google Drive address. You guys can also. Suleiman says I have done. Okay, very good. So let's do the lab. Step number 1, the task number 1, you guys can follow it from here, or you can follow the tasks from the PDF file as well, right? Like I said, so these tasks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have copied inside the packet tracer file as well here, so that it becomes easy for you guys to follow it. So let's do it one by one. Step number 1 says enable all the interfaces on the switch and the router. So let's go to the switch, click on switch number 1. It opens like this. Click on CLI. I hope everyone knows the basics now because we did it yesterday already. So enable and configure terminal. These are the basic commands which we have to do for the configuration. So you can see that these ports are red at the moment. So as soon as we turn them on, they will become green. So please keep checking. Please keep an eye, because as soon as we run the command here, then they are going to turn green. And all the commands, whole solution, everything is here as well. Step number 1 says this is what we have to do on the switch, and this is what we have to do on the router. Enable, configure terminal, interface, no shutdown. I'll explain these to you as well. So here, let me clear the screen. So we have to type interface, means which interface we want to turn on. Please watch carefully, guys. So here, let's run the command. The command is interface FA0/1. 0/1, why? Because 0/1 is the interface which I want to enable. Which interface is that? This one. So I am going to turn this on. What is the command to turn on an interface? First, I have to enter. Then I have to say, please no shut down for me. Shutdown means please shut down. And if I type no in front of me, it means it is the reverse of shutdown, means it will reverse the command now. It will unshut, it will no shut. So enter. As soon as I entered, you can see that the ports are turning green now. This one is orange and this one is green. This will also become green after some time. It is just checking the STP and some basic things. Also, we got the prompt here that the line protocol state is up, right? Clear until here? Then we say exit. What is the other port name? Does anyone know? Albert says, please repeat. Okay, Albert, what we have done until now is that turn on the port. So I have turned on this FA0/1 port on the switch. And which command did I use? I used this command, that interface FA0/1. I entered into this interface and then I said, please do not shut down, means please enable this. So you can see after that it has become green. This became green. Clear? Now we have to turn on this side port as well. So what should I enter? FA0/2, of course. Click here. Okay, interface FA0/2. Please no shut down. Please do not shut down. Enter. You can see as soon as we entered, then these ports, it became orange and this side became green before it was red. And here we got a prompt that the state changed to up, means the protocol is coming up now. Means we can connect a computer. The computers which are connected here, they can use this switch now. Before they could not use. Right? No, Joe doesn't want full training admin. Joe does just want the normal WhatsApp group. Right, Mr. Joe? Please talk to admin to avoid mistakes. Okay. So switch we are done. Let me close this and we go to this router now, right? So we click on the router, we go here and we will do step number 2. So we are here now, sorry, on step number 1 yet. So we are doing the router now. So click here, click CLI, make it a little bit big to see all the commands together. Enter, again enable, configure, terminal. Okay, here we type the commands. So again, same thing. Which port should I turn on, guys? Interface FA0/0. Please do not shut down. Same thing which we did with the switch. As soon as I did, you can see this has turned green. This has turned green. Then the other side is which one? FA0/1. So let me turn that on as well quickly. Exit. Interface FA0/1. No shut down. Enter. So both ports are green now. Right? This is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. So we have done step number 1. Task number 1 is already completed. Now let's go to task number 2. Assign the IP addresses to the computers and router interfaces. Yesterday we did it already. We have to assign this IP address to this computer, this one to this. Means this IP address should belong to here, this one should be applied here, this one in here, and this one in here. And the router also needs IP addresses. The switches don't need IP addresses because switches work on layer 2 based on MAC addresses. We just discussed all of that, while routers work on layer 3, so they need IP addresses. So let's do this step number 2 one by one. Go to computer number 1. Here, desktop IP configuration, and guys, don't worry, everything is in the PDF manual. Whatever I am doing, you can see in the solution. Everything is there in the PDF manual. So after we finish this class today, please install Packet Tracer yourself and try to do this lab yourself, step by step, follow all these steps where you have to connect, where you have to do, and then finally it gives you the verification as well. So don't worry if you miss some part. Also, it is being recorded and admin will share this recording with you as well. But recording might take some time. So after the class, start doing it yourself. This is the purpose of this 2-day short session as well, so that even if you don't want to do full course, you guys can do it yourself as well. This is how you can learn. Okay, click on IP configuration. What is the IP address? Of course, it is written here. So we will give it an IP address, which is 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.254. Finish. Go to computer number 2. So I am doing a little bit quick because we did all of this yesterday already. And anybody who missed that, please watch the recording which is in your group. 10.0.0.254. Another important thing, guys, something is called gateway. So gateway, even if we do not give, if there is a switch in between and we don't give the gateway, it's okay, no problem, they will still be able to ping each other. But if you have a router, then the gateway is a must. Why? Because these are two different networks. With switch, you can see both of them, they belong to 10.0.0 and this is also 10.0.0. But with router, this side is which network? 10.0.0.254, and this side is which network? This one is 192.168. So these are two different networks. So gateway is a must whenever you have a router or layer 3 devices. Gateway is not a must when you have only a switch in between. So this is also very important interview point. All of the things which we discussed, please note them down when you watch the recording. They are very important for your future interviews. Okay, so we go to, where were we? We go to computer, I think computer number 3, desktop IP. Yeah, 10.0.0.3, 10.0.0.254. Can somebody tell me in topology number 1, how many broadcast domains are there and how many collision domains are there here? Only in the switching topology. How many broadcast and how many collision domain, guys? So that we can check what we just studied. Anyone, any idea? Anthony says 1 broadcast, 2 collision domain. Okay. Suleiman says 1 BD, 2 CD. Justice says 2 BD and 2 CD. Adila says just 2. We don't know what is 2. Eric says 1 BD. Jane, Dean, Eric, Cybernight, Justice, Dr. GB, Simbarashi, Albert, Joseph, Adile, Mr. Wahoo, Mr. Neftali or Miss Neftali, John, Matthew. Okay, very good. So it has, let me answer you guys. It has 1 broadcast domain because the switches, they don't stop the broadcast domain. So it is 1 broadcast domain, and according to the rules, each port on a switch is 1 collision domain and 1 collision domain. So total 1 broadcast and 2 collision domains. How many BDs and CDs in this router topology? How many BDs and how many collision domains? Very important. William says 2 BC, Suleiman says 2 2 again, GB says 2 2, William says 2 2, Eric says 2 2, Albert, Dr. Matthew, everybody worries, Joseph, Simbersin, Wahoo, Justice, everybody says 2 2. Yes, very good. So each port on our router is 1 BD and also a CD. Each port on a router is a BD and a CD also, broadcast. And which means what? Which means if both of them, they belong to same network, they can talk to each other. But in router, they cannot belong to the same. So this side should have 192 and this side should have 10.0.0, different networks. That's why 2 different broadcast domains. Okay, very good. So you guys are clear, it looks like. Okay, so PC number 4, let me assign the IP address to PC number 4 as well. 192.168. And how I am getting the IP address? Of course, this is the IP address I am assigning here. 192.168.0.4 and leave it blank, and then 192.168.0.254. Done. Did we do PC3 as well? Yeah, it is done already. Okay. Then what else we have to do? The task says we also have to do what? We have to assign to the router interfaces as well, because routers are layer 3 devices. So we need to assign. So this side we give an IP address 10.0.0. I'm going to assign I'm going to assign FA0/0, the IP address of 10.0.0.25. This is the gateway. Now, do you understand the meaning of gateway? This gateway on the switch means that if it does not find anything, it will forward to this port, because this is the IP address of the gateway. So for all the computers connected to this router, this is their gateway. This side, all of them, they have this as the gateway. Now you understand why the router ports should have the IP addresses. So let me do it if you understand the concept. The command is very simple. IP space address 10.0.0.3 and 255.0.0.0. If you don't understand 255 is the meaning, what is the meaning of 255 or anything, please watch the subnetting lecture. There are free courses on our YouTube channel. I hope you guys have watched yesterday. So go through that, you will understand everything. Okay, done with this router port. Sorry, I think I have assigned to the wrong one. If you want to check,
which IP belongs to where. Do show IP interface brief. This is the command. So let's check whether we assigned correct or not. So FA0/1 has got this IP. Is it correct or wrong, guys? Anyone knows? Eric says it's wrong. Okay, yeah, because we swapped by mistake. I have assigned to FA0/1. This is FA0/1. So it should not have 10.0.0. It should have 192. So how to remove an IP address? It's a good thing we are learning. So we are saying interface FA0/1. We say no IP address, the same command, just put a no in front of that. Right? Now we assign the correct IP address. Exit. So let's start from scratch. Interface FA0/0, and then the same command, IP address 10.0.0, exit, then interface FA0/1. Same command, IP address 192.168.0.4 So step number 2 is done as well. Step number 2 is also done. We have assigned all these IP addresses to the computers and the router interfaces. Step number 3, we have to test the connectivity between computer 1 to computer 2 and back from 2 to 1, then 3 to 4 and back from 4 to 3. So can we test the connectivity now, guys? How to test? Go here, click on command prompt. Right, so we ping. What is the IP address that we need to ping? Let me give it a red color, which is easy. So this is the IP address that we try to ping from here. So IP address is 10.0.0.2. Ping 10.0.0.2. Let's say whether it will ping or not. So it is pinging, which means there is a reply. So it means it is pinging, right? So it is correct. Close. Let's try to ping back from computer 2 to computer 1 as well. So we click on computer 2, command prompt, and then we try to ping 10.0.0.1. So there is also a reply from the other side, which means that our configuration is correct. Now we try to ping from here to here, and I'll leave the remaining for you guys to do today. Click on command prompt, try to ping 192.168.0.4. Okay, so we have to ping 192.168.0.4 and we enter. So it will take some time. Why? Because the router has to resolve the IP addresses and all of that. So first time it will fail, and then if our configuration is correct, it will ping properly, but it is not pinging. So looks like there is a problem. We did a mistake. Anyone knows what was the mistake? Okay, let's check everything properly. I think the IP address I gave wrong here yeah, so there is no IP address because I was talking to you guys. 192.168.0.4. This is already used in the network. Where? Maybe router we gave by mistake. Yeah, this one. So it is giving an error duplicate. Okay, no worries. So let me correct it. .0.254, right? Go here, click on computer. So you can see the computers, and they are intelligent devices, routers, they can detect themselves. And this is called troubleshooting. So making a mistake is a good thing because this is how you learn. So when you do the labs in your hands, with your hands yourself, you will find so many of these kind of things. So it will be easy for you guys. Okay, close, close. Now let's try to ping again, which was missing before. So here it is still taking time. Let's see whether there is a reply. Still no reply. Looks like still some problem. Go back to PC IP 192.168.0.4, 0.254. And here, what's the IP address? Configuration 10.0.0.3 and 192.168.0.254 on FA0/1. close, and from here we try to ping the other side. 192.168.0.4, 168.0.254. There is a typing mistake somewhere, I guess. Okay, here we try to ping 10.0.0.3. Yeah, there is a reply from the other side, of course. Now there will be reply from this side as well. So it means we can ping on both sides. One 192.168.0.4. Looks like there is a problem. I think when we close the topology and we reopen, then it will work. So it's not a problem. At least we can ping from one side to the other side. Then the other side should also be correct itself. Let me just see quickly. CLI configuration 00 has 10.0.0.3. This one should be 254. This is the problem. Okay. Now when we ping from here, let's see whether we can ping 192.168.0.4. So we did some mistakes because we were talking to each other. So I was a bit busy. And then we did some mistakes as well. Go to physical desktop, close IP configuration. IP is lost again because we duplicated it. 10.0. Now it will be fine. 10.0.0.3. Close, command prompt, ping again. You can see now there is a reply which was saying timeout before. So the mistake which we did was we assigned the wrong IP address. This .4 I assigned to the router, and when I tried to reassign, then it got it blank. But now both things are fine. We can ping from left side PC3 to PC4 successfully, and from PC4 back to PC3 is also correct, and switch we have done already. So step number 3 gave us so much knowledge and practice as well, because we corrected our mistakes. Step number 3 is done. Now step number 4. Step number 4 says, please find what is the MAC address of the switch port FA0/1. Which one is this port? Is this one. So what is the MAC address? There is a command to find the MAC address. What is the command? Click on switch, open it. Here, enable. Show MAC address table. This is the command, but there is no MAC address. Why? Because MAC address will be populated when we ping. But there is some time we didn't ping, so we have to ping one time. And then we go back to the switch and we try to run the same command. So let me just clear, show MAC address table. So what is the MAC address of this port, guys? Can you see from here? Just type the last digit, 1, 2, 3. What is the last digit? So I will understand whether you guys are saying correct or not. What is the MAC address? Anyone can tell me? Justice says mine is pinging. Okay, very good. Anthony says we have 2 different gateways. Yes, different gateway for different networks. Anyone can answer, guys? What is the MAC address? Just type the last digit. Last 1 digit only, I'll understand. Suleiman says 4. Simbarashi says B276. Adila says B276. Cyber Knight, Peter, Justice, Derek, Jared or Khaled, and then Vincent says CB4. No, FA0/1 is this MAC address. Maybe my arrow is pointing wrong. So this is the MAC address for FA0/1. So what is the MAC address? 00400B9B and B276 is the MAC address. The full is of course 0040 and all of that, right? So this step we have done, answered already. Now the next is asking how many MAC address entries are there in total. So how many entries are here total, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many total entries? And why we have these total entries? How many? Just write 1, 2, 3. Wahoo says 2, Eric says 2, Peter, Vincent, yes, very good, because this is 1 entry and the other one. Why? 2 entries for 2 ports and 2 computers. One is for this computer, this network, another one is for this one. FA0/1 and 0/2. So we have 2 entries for 2 switch ports, right? So we have answered number 5 as well. You can see now today's lab is a little bit more advanced as compared to yesterday, because yesterday I wanted to build your background so that you guys can do these labs. Okay, then the last step, it says how many routes are there in the routing table. Any idea how many routes will be there in the routing table? It depends on the number of networks. How many networks are connected with how many broadcast domains are connected? Of course, it's 2, so it should have 2 routes as well. So there is a command, show IP route command, which you have to run. So show IP route, enter. How many routes are we getting? There is some helping text, and then there is, sorry, let me move it here. So there are 2 routes. Route number 1, which is 10 network 10.0.0.0, left side on the router, this one, and then there is 192.168, there is right side network. So the answer to the last question is there are 2 routes. So we have finished our lab. We did all of these steps. We enabled the interfaces, we assigned IP addresses, we tested the connectivity, we did some troubleshooting, we found the MAC addresses. So we have done so much, and now it completes our lab. So there are many labs on all topics on CCNA when we study all of them, and then we have notes as well. So when you study CCNA with us, we will do all of these labs. But of course, if you want to do yourself, you can send a message to admin. She will share with you as well. There is a quiz now, guys, which you have to attempt. So we have finished our course. Thank you guys for joining. See you soon.